Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Blue Abroad Show. It's Monday, the 3rd of November, 2025. We're in the home stretch of 2025. The year's done. We've got a draft in a few weeks. And then other than that, there's just nothing else left. Hope you're all doing well. Got lots to get through tonight. Had a little break last week, which was amazing. Feeling nice and refreshed and ready to get stuck into everything that happened over the last week at the Carlton Football Club. Got plenty to get through. We got new recruits that came in. I wanted to unpack, maybe psychoanalyze some of the words that they had to say, as we always do here. We've got new development coaches, one who was announced last week and one that was announced today. I want to do a bit of a deep dive into the NGA, the Academy, the Carlton Academy, that is, and just take a look at some things that I think we might have missed early in the year and some hints that might have been dropped early in the season that I discovered throughout the week. We're going to chat to Maddie Gearin tonight from the AFLW team, as the ladies they made the finals for the first time in 5 years, which is great. It's just exciting and gives us a chance to go to Icon Park and watch some footy and get around the Carlton spirit. Actually good to get some winning, some winning feeling back into the club. And then I found a gem of a video today on YouTube. Sorry, I found it yesterday. And it explains the Harry Dean bid situation, because I know that a lot of you are talking about Harry Dean and where is it going to land and what's it going to mean and are we going to get him, are we not? We all know that we're getting Harry Dean, but this video that I'll show you a little later on, I'll show you little snippets of it, and then afterwards you can have a look at the whole video. But it actually shows two scenarios: one where the Harry Dean bid comes a little early, and one where it comes a little later, and just how much of a difference it's going to make. So lots to get through. Who have we got here? Kylie, first up off the bat. How good. Hello, Says. Josie. Paul Edwards is here. Mr. Paul Edwards, all the way from the UK. Early morning. Love to see you. Chills. Hello, Matt. Ollie, Julie, John, Glenn Carter. Mate, thank you very much. Haven't done much over the last week or so. I've just chilled out a little bit. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Yeah, we're going to be selling out Saturday afternoon. No doubt about that. Julie, you got your ticket today. Awesome. See how we go later in the week. Maybe we can give away a few tickets. Oh, that's the other thing. We'll be announcing another giveaway, the final giveaway for 2025. I'll be announcing that later in the show this evening. And depending on how we go for time, we might even do some fan cams. How about that? Hello, Bridget. From Watto. Hello, Watto. Hello. Box Bacon. Oh, Box Bacon. Hey, mate. So, Box Bacon over here, this gentleman here, Marcus, is from Tasmania. And he runs a company out of Tasmania. He sent me some bacon. I'm talking chili bacon, lamb bacon, beef bacon, quail bacon. This man has it. Very good stuff. Thank you very much, my friend. I do appreciate that. All right, Bev Tone, you got your tickets already. You're locked in and you are proud of the team. It's good. It's good to see. All right, so first up, I want to go through the new players that have arrived at the club. And I basically just want to I want things that stood out to me when I watched these two videos. I'm going to play about a minute or 2 minutes each. I want to get your thoughts on what you see and what you notice and see if it all marries up. So the first one, Ollie Florent. I want to play this here and see what you have to say.
It's been great. Beautiful day down here. Little tour of the facility, do a little bit of a kick around. It's been a lot. It's been good.
What's it like being back in Melbourne, and how excited are you for this next step in your footy journey?
I'm really excited. It's been a pretty crazy couple of weeks, but to be back here in Melbourne with my friends, family, where I grew up. Played a bit of footy down here as well at Icon Park when I was a junior. So I'm familiar with the oval, so yeah, it's really cool. I'm excited.
Tell us about that time a few weeks ago, mate, and once all was said and done, the excitement about being a Carlton footy player.
Yeah, it was a lot was going on. Like obviously, I went away a Swans player and came back a Carlton player, so it was definitely an interesting experience. But I really appreciate everything that the Swans have. They've made me into the man who I am today, and but now it's a new chapter in my life, and I couldn't be happy to be at the Blues.
184 AFL games. Where do you feel like you play your best footy, mate? Because you have played a little bit of everywhere throughout your time.
Yeah, it's been 9 years. I think, I think I can play multiple positions, but I think probably I've played my best football at half-back. So yeah, wherever Vossi wants to put me, I'll play. But yeah, I'm happy with whatever.
What conversations have you had with Michael Voss, Patrick Cripps, the leadership of the footy club, both before the move went through and then post the move going through?
A little bit. I caught up with Vossi and the team before the trade happened. Yeah, that's just seemed like a really appealing place to be. Great direction the club's going in. Great people. I know a few people from the Swans that have landed here, so it's not too. I don't think it would be too big of like a program change, but yeah, it's going to be different for sure. And I'm.
So there's this part here, and then at the very end of this interview, he has this little snippet. It's very short.
Oh wait, I'm actually so pumped. It's going to be so good.
So there's that, right? And then there's this one here.
Well, welcome to Icon Park finally.
Thank you very much. It's great to finally get here and meet everyone.
What's the day been like for you, mate? It's obviously been a bit of a wait to get here with a trip from South America.
Yes, it was. Obviously with it all going down in South America, bit of a delay to come into the club and meet everyone, but such an impressive facility, and met a few of the boys, and everyone seems like really good people.
It was a few weeks ago now, mate, but run us through those final days and hours and minutes of trade period.
Yeah, it was pretty chaotic, but so grateful that the deal got done in the end. It was down to the wire, which I don't know if I'm being oblivious in saying that I didn't expect it to be, but I'm just grateful it got done in the end, and super happy to be here.
What was it about the Carlton Football Club that excited you about wanting to come here?
I think last year, during my free agency, I was actually really close to joining the club, and I remember walking out of a couple of meetings with Mick Agresta and Nick and Vossi, and after re-signing with Swans, I said if it doesn't work out, this is probably the only other club that I'd want to play for, and it's funny how it happens, and we're here now, and super excited about it.
So I'll just play this one bit one more time, because I think this part from Ollie Florent just.
Oh wait, I'm actually so pumped. It's going to be so good.
Like, I don't know. I get it. It's new. It's fresh. Ollie Florent's a guy that, he obviously fell out of favour a little bit this year with Dean Cox. I just don't remember seeing fresh energy like that about the place, about players that are there. And I don't know, that I wanted to turn to you. Like, what did you make of those two interviews in particular? Maybe if you've seen the Ben Ainsworth one as well. Like, what comes to mind with you? Slobbo, you love Will, got a bit of cheek about him, gonna sass the place up a bit. Yeah. Damien, infectious energy from players that actually want to beat the club. Hook it to my veins. Yeah. Weldy, bringing lived experience in playing in big games. Yeah. John, the look of the team has changed dramatically and you love it. Monster, when it comes down to it, they wanted the trades to happen because they knew that Cox was going to make their lives hell in 2026. They're appreciated to be a Blue, says Andy. Sandra, you're seeing some very confident young men. Yeah. It's just fresh. Yeah, Bev Tone, fresh enthusiasm. Yeah. Now, we'll see how it translates. Got a long way to go before we start talking about games and things like that. Says, you expect career best seasons from both of them. If that was you, you'd be doing everything to give your previous team a big fat middle finger for throwing you out the door. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I've had conversations. I mean, I think anyone you bump into on the street that's a Carlton supporter. I mean, obviously you talk about Charlie and what happened, and um, I think it's interesting because it looks like, and we'll touch on some of the development coaches as well, but it seems like if you read between the lines of what has been brought into the club, there's a real focus on the environment, the culture, and the characters on the inside. So, you hear the phrase good football people or good people. I mean, good teammates. I think Ollie and Will, they're being referred to as role players, players that play. They're not star names, but they're good role players. I think Ben Ainsworth also plays a role for the team as opposed to being the one that's on the receiving end of the highlights and the creator of the highlights. So on field, there's been a few bits and pieces there. And then I think off the field, that's the next part here, because to be honest, we saw this report weeks ago during a trade period, but it was the Travis Boak report. He was rumored to have been joining Carlton, and it's now official. As of the 28th of October, we saw that he's going to be at Port Adelaide. He's going to come from Port Adelaide to Carlton in a leadership and culture role. Saw the quotes here about him being passionate about leadership, helping others grow in the space. So that's the first one there. And then the second one, which was today, and this is the freshest news that you'll see, and that's Jacob Townsend. He will join the club. He has arrived, and there were rumors that there was going to be another addition to the coaching panel. So this is a development coach. So the club excited to announce a further coaching appointment with Premiership player Jacob Townsend arriving at Icon Park as a development coach. Obviously, got a wealth of experience as a player and in recent years as a coach, having mostly worked as the head of development at the Box Hill Hawks, who finished second on the VFL ladder. So plenty of experience in there. And the third piece here is this gentleman, Damien Truslove. Now, I think I've pronounced that right. I'm not sure. I'm going to play about 2 minutes of this video here because this is the new VFL coach. And again, like there's just little pieces in all of these little announcements that I think can be, you can sort of read between the lines of what's happening here. So I'll play this, and then I'd like to get your thoughts on what pieces you're seeing.
Damien Truslove, new Carlton Reserves coach, mate. Welcome to Icon Park. Welcome back to Icon Park, because it's not the first time that you've been here.
No, it's not, Christian. I had a year here in 2016, which was fantastic, and worked closely with Josh Fraser, who's also come back on board, which is exciting, and always loved the club. And yeah, it's fantastic to be back, and people couldn't be more welcoming. It's been fantastic. Yeah.
Tell us about the process in terms of getting the role as the Carlton Reserves coach, and also your coaching journey over the last decade or so.
Yeah, I managed to meet Michael Voss a couple of years ago when I was at the Swans. So I had 5 years at the Giants and lucky enough to get into a grand final there in 2019, and then crossed to the Swans for a couple of years. And also, we got into a grand final, but haven't been able to win one yet, but hopefully that's not far away. But yeah, sort of stayed in touch with Vossi over that period of time, around that Sydney time when I was over there. He gave me a call a couple of months ago to have a bit of a chat around my coaching philosophies and where I'm at with my coaching and my journey. And yeah, we sort of aligned with a lot of our theories, and I was excited when he offered me the role.
Tell us about your experience in the VFL competition specifically.
Yeah, well, I coach VFL at Giants and Swans, and it's an interesting competition. It's become a very young competition. It's almost an under-23 competition, but there's a lot of talent. And my philosophy around it is to just make sure that staff and players are continually developing, improving, and get opportunities in their careers to keep moving forward. And it's an exciting comp. With Tasmania coming in, that puts another element into it as well. And yeah, there's an element of development. There's also an element of trying to win and be successful.
It's pretty similar to the time that you were here last time. There's a big bunch of new players coming in, the youthful core emerging at Carlton. How much as VFL coach now does that excite you?
Yeah, if you look at both lists, the VFL list, there's a lot of young talent coming through there. I've probably been close to being drafted, which I'm excited to work with. And then if you look at Carlton's AFL list, I went through in detail with Michael a couple of weeks ago. There's so much young talent there that are willing to grow and wanting to get better, and makes my job a lot easier because they're wanting to get to AFL level quickly, and they're keen to keen to continue to improve.
There's always that question around development and results at VFL level. What is the best way to develop players to win games of football?
Yeah, well, yeah. So I certainly encourage players to have a lot of autonomy in their development, real clarity around their roles, clarity around what's expected from them from a standards point of view, also enjoyment. Make sure from a performance mindset point of view, they're in a good place and they're enjoying their footy. But my goal is to get as many players into the AFL team as possible and keep them in there. Make sure they're ready to go and they stay in the team.
Interesting philosophy there. I think that's a really important part. I think development has been one of the key topics that's been raised over the last, well, let's be honest, since 2020. It's been it's always on the minds of a lot of us. So that's the new head coach of the VFL side. He will start pretty much immediately. I'll take a little break from development because there was another piece of news that happened this week, which just got people talking. It really did. It was just one of the most exciting pieces of news all year, and that is the raised monogram. The raised monogram has returned to the Carlton Football Club. And so, with that, I will confirm right now that somebody will be taking home a raised monogram. I'm going to do a draw. It'll be the final giveaway for 2025 on the channel. And so I will make sure that whoever wins it gets the right size. So there you go. How about that? The draw will take place draft week. It's my last week before I head off. So the draft is on the 19th of November in a few weeks. And so we'll either do it that night or the night before. We'll see. But anyway, long story short, that will be the final giveaway of 2025. One of you lucky members of the channel will take home a raised monogram. So there you go. If you'd like to become a member and have access to all the giveaways, you're welcome to. Question. What were your thoughts about the raised monogram? Has this been something that's been important to you? And if so, why? I also want to give a shout out to Sean from the Prendercast, because this has been, I reckon he's been talking about this like, I reckon since 2019, maybe even earlier. But yeah, does it matter to you? I've seen opinions either way. What do you think? Yeah. Shut up and take my money. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you've got one. You had it in your hands today. Wow. Ake, you can feel the club again. Okay. It's new but traditional. Pays homage to the original jumper. Yeah. Interesting. Afrim, you love it. The jumper is all about showing passion to our beloved emblem. Okay. It says to you, Wayne, that we're getting back emotionally to what we were when we were something. Oh, yeah. You've never heard about it, but it seems cool. Yeah, I think there's something in that, because the reality is there is a generation of supporters who have never seen, who don't have a memory of a raised monogram. I think in 2018, that was the last one. I remember I had one. I had the 18 on the back. I never really wore it. I wore it a couple of times, but it was the last time they had, the monogram, I think it was patched on. It wasn't embossed like that. It wasn't raised like that. So yeah. Bridgewater, it is symbolic of our rise from the floor. Andy, you think it identifies the past and you love it. Frankie, the only thing you want to see raised is the Premiership Cup. Of course. I think that goes think that goes without saying. Drunkill, go back to the handmade stitched on monograms. Now that will create lots of jobs. There is a white one too. So is the white one also raised? Is the monogram also raised on the white on the away Guernsey? Or is it just the home Guernsey? Timothy Joyce, you love the emblem. Rocco, it won't help with our kicking efficiency. It probably won't. Walter, Carlton are not improving next year. DeConey and Kerno, huge losses. Yeah, I mean, they were so important to our finals proposition this year. They really starred this year and really helped us play finals football this year. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens next year. Anyway, hello, Charles. Good to see you, my friend. Speaking of next year, I saw a little article on Code Sports recently, a few days ago, which I don't know how serious and I don't know how concrete their references are, but they are reporting that the Blues and the Swans will play twice next year, which would make a lot of sense. Can't help but feel that they'll put the first one at the SCG, and I just pray that the second one's at the MCG. Although, to be honest, whether it's at the MCG or at Marvel, I mean, Marvel will just be an echo chamber because the roof is closed. But geez, it's exciting to think about going to the footy and having a common enemy. I think that's exciting. Wildy, those hand-stitched old jumpers were the best. Each monogram was unique, not exactly the same, which made them quirky and unique. Yes. Jay Mirabello, it would definitely be at the G. I just think they'll give it to the SCG first. I just can't. I don't know why. I'd be stunned if they gave us the Swans at the MCG first. It's just such a big marketing ticket for the SCG. And then the traveling Carlton fans, as well as the home Carlton fans in Sydney, will have to just fly the flag. We finally have players knowing how to play the SCG. That's true. That's true. We're collecting them. All right. Nah, Lou, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows if we're even going to be a part of opening round next year? I feel like we've gone down the pecking order now. We will see. All right. So what I want to do is I want to show you something I put together from earlier in the year. And this will tie into our chat a little later on around Harry Dean, but just around the development of the club, right? So we've had the Carlton Academy for quite some time. There was a video that came out early in the year. It's about 12, 13 minutes long. But there's some snippets in here that I think are a bit telling. So what you're about to see is a bit of a description around the Carlton Academy, where it's come from, why it's important. And then you'll also see little snippets of Jack Ison and Harry Dean, as well as some other, familiar names. So check this out.
It's evolved enormously over the last 3 years. So, we started with a part-time administration person in the program. We've gone to a full-time academy manager, resources around recruiting, coaching, high performance, medical as well for all the athletes. So throughout the season, they're here every second Monday. That's more for the Victorian athletes. Then during the school holidays, we try to get the interstate and the regional players throughout the year. And then leading into the season, we have a really intense pre-season camp to try to help them set them up for their season.
Name's Jack Ison. My mob's Yorta Yorta and Wiradjuri. Loved playing footy ever since I was a kid. Grew up in Fairfield. Got family in Shepparton, Robinvale, so kind of all over the place. When I was training with the boys in pre-season, Walshy, I was asking him a few questions and he was pretty kind in helping me out and taking me under his wing a little bit. And then come last session, he gave me his number and said, text me if you ever need anything. So I shot him a message and catch up for coffee soon, so pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I know, we need to get a coffee, bro.
Just around the Coates League, sat down with Nui and felt pretty unreal sitting with him and watching him play on TV and kind of highlighted my game around him. It was pretty helpful. Him giving me feedback, which boosted me up a bit, just how I play my game and what he likes about it. And what he liked about the game was my body work and how I read the play, and my also left footer as well, and how he opened the game up a bit more. Being back at the club and today especially, we're outside watching the boys train, and I did a pre-season one training with them. I had Nui, McGovern and Weeds around me, supporting me in the back line. Yeah, it's been 2 years obviously, and last year wasn't the greatest. Broke my shoulder last year and sent me back a fair bit. But this year, did a full pre-season last year, and looking to have a good year this year. Got a concussion for 2 weeks, but should be back on the track next week. But looking good so far.
So there you go. I think, well, Harry Dean's a father-son, so that's something that is not new to a lot of us. But Jack Ison has come from the academy as well, and I think in an era of the AFL where you've got so many academy players for the other clubs, it has to be a pillar of your strategy moving forward. And Jack Ison seems to be one that they've put a lot of time into, and hopefully that time is not doesn't go to waste, because it's someone that they've identified from a pretty young age. He's been in and around the Carlton ecosystem for a little while now. That's a little bit about the academy. That's a 12, 13-minute video. I just condensed the bits there that I think were relevant. So there you go. There you go. That is what's next. Now, I did find a video on YouTube last night, but I think it's going to go a little bit longer than what I needed to. So, other bits and pieces of news coming up. Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Gates are open. There's an open training session for the AFLW, and I don't know if anyone's around. We can hang out there. I'll be heading down there. Glenn, the full video. All right, mate. I'll get it for you. Carlton Academy. Yeah. The video it's a bit of a shorter version on YouTube. That's the full video right there. There you go. That's the full video to the development, the Carlton Academy snippets that I just played there. So, yeah. Now, Thursday, open training, 9:30 a.m. Gates will open at 9. So, yeah, if you're around. And obviously on Saturday, Icon Park, there's finals footy on the horizon, which is exciting. I've always said with the AFLW program, the best way to get buy-in is to win and get into finals football and watch everyone flock. So that's very, very exciting. For those of you who have been tuning into the AFLW really since the inception, it's a good win. It's a good win for those who have stuck fat with it all. Darth Giros, we had the Rays Monogram in 2019. Did we? Yeah, I think you're right. Okay. Well, there you go. Okay. Jay Marabella, our AFLW are a bunch of weapons. Absolutely they are. Okay. Now, speaking of, I've got a guest. She's waiting in the green room. I'm going to bring her up and we're going to have a chat with her. Her name is Maddie Gearan. Hello.
Hey Terry, how's it going?
It's going well. Welcome to the Blue
That's
Abroad
good.
YouTube channel. Finally, we got you.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Hey, firstly, congratulations on making finals football for the first time in 5 years. How's it all feeling for you?
Yeah, it's a bit surreal, to be honest. I guess since I've come to Carlton, we've been kind of watching on from the sidelines. So to be in this position that we are now is just, it's pretty surreal. But we know we've put in a lot of work the last 5 years, and particularly the last 3 years. So I think it's kind of, yeah, it feels surreal, but we're also just really excited, and we're in a really good spot. So yeah, we're so excited.
Yeah. I've got to ask, because I remember going to the first game this season, and I remember making a really clear observation, and that was just the spirit of the group and the happiness and the togetherness of the group, and even just the way that, and I've referenced it a lot, the way that the song is sung after the game. It's just done with so much passion. Has something changed, or has this just been a compound effect over time?
Yeah, I think our connectiveness has really grown over the last few years, and I think that definitely sets us apart. We don't really have too much drama amongst us. Everyone loves each other. Everyone's really close. And I think we weren't really clicking on field the last few years, but it was this year, it just kind of transferred on field. We play for each other. We love celebrating all the good moments out there. And then when things do get hard out there, we don't really implode and turn on each other. We kind of have some good strategies where, yeah, we pick each other up and we just do it together. And we're not, we don't want to turn on each other. We want to go through those hard things connected. And I think that's, really set us apart this year. And I think it'll, put us in good stead going forward, because we've obviously got some challenging times coming up. So, I think, we've always had some good people kind of amongst the group, but now it's just across the whole board. We've got some just amazing people, staff, players, all at the club. So it definitely helps. Yeah.
42 games for you in total, and 21 of those have come this year and last year. It's been a journey for you. And I mean, I still remember when I first noticed you playing, it was a game in Footscray. I don't even know if you remember this, but I remember just you stood out with just your attack on the footy, and then you went through some setbacks, 3 ACLs in, was it 5 seasons, or is that 5 years?
I've only had 2. I think
Two.
they've got that wrong, but
Okay.
I've had 1 on each side between the ages of 20 and 22. So yeah, I feel like I've been waiting in the wings for a lot of my career to kind of show what I can do. And I'd have shown glimpses of what I could do before my second one. But yeah, it wasn't until I got back from that, and I guess, I feel like it's been a cool opportunity to I've got nothing to lose now. Don't know how long my career is going to go for. I just want to show that I am worthy of playing at this level. And I think I've also matured in my body and learned so much being in more of a full-time program now, that I had the athletic attributes all along. It's just probably honing in on my footy ability and my skills and being able to kind of put it all together, because I think early days I was quite a chaotic player, in the sense that I was really fast and powerful, but I probably couldn't control it at times. And it's trying to work out, how you fit that into a team as well, and where is that best, where do I best fit? I've played halfback, I've played forward, I've played wing, I've played mid. So it's just I've had a few different role changes. And I think those last 21 games that you talk about, I've probably had a bit more security in my role, and being able to get that consistent run at it, which has allowed me to develop. Whereas in the past, we'd play 6 games and then the season would be done, and I'd be in and out of the team for those 6 games anyway. So I think the consistency's been huge for my confidence, my body. I've really loved being in the team the last few years and getting a good run at it. Yeah.
That's epic. You're at that point now in your career, I would say, I can only assume, where you've got younger players now looking up to you. You know, you were once, the fresh face at the club. What's the Matty Gearan standard that you want to pass on to the fresh players that come through?
Yeah, like I've probably always been someone to tick all the boxes. So I've always, tried to nail all my gym sessions. I'm always pushing harder and trying to run faster at training. Like I'm very metrics driven. So whether that's like just elite recovery standards, trying to get the latest technology to make sure that I'm being the best athlete I can be. So probably that, and it probably just started of me just doing all those things. And now it's like, tell people to also get on board or join you for a recovery or a skills session. Because you start to realize that they're sponges and they want to learn off you, and they're pretty keen to learn what we've learned. So I think it's funny because I'm 26 now. So I'm at that midpoint where I've got these players that are still a bit older, but then the young ones coming through are just so fresh and so talented, that if you can impart some wisdom, it can bring them kind of along for the ride even quicker than they already are. But they don't need a whole lot of help when you've got players like Poppy and Sophie coming through that are just so talented and they work so hard. You can't even imagine like what they're going to turn out in the next few years, because they're in their first year and they're some of our best players. So us older ones are probably trying to learn off them as well because of the natural abilities they have. It's pretty impressive to watch. Yeah.
I've noticed in a lot of the post-game interviews, it doesn't matter who's talking really, which player, there's always a mention of the SNC team. Did something change with the program? Touch wood, relatively speaking, it's been a pretty healthy season for the group. Was there something different with the program, or was it just better commitment, buy-in to the program?
Yeah, I would say it was buy-in. I think we've had a really solid medical and like S&C crew for probably 5 years now. We've tinkered with it a little bit, but I would say there was a few players buying in, and those players would have good seasons and perform, but then there was probably a bit of a drop-off after that. And so I think it's like for us to really make finals and do damage, we've made it clear that we need everyone on the list to step up to those standards. And like we have such good staff in those positions, so there's no excuse. I think it was kind of on us leaders and older players to kind of make sure that we were doing all the right things, and it made it easier for those younger players to be like, all right, this is my time. Like if I don't step up now, then where's this program going? So I would say that S&C has always been awesome, but I think to tie it in with the coaching group that we've got now as well, it's kind of brought them both together. Just probably that hard work, the ethic over the off season to be able to get all your running in. Like we had big groups doing it together. I think everyone was pretty keen to like not sit on the sidelines anymore and watch other teams train at Icon Park over the final series. Like we were doing our exits last year and they were using our ground to train the Hawks, and it was just like you had that passion and just desire to be that, and like it's our home ground, it's the home of AFLW. It's a shame that we can't experience that, and so I think everyone just has bought in even harder to make sure that we're the group that kind of takes this club to finals, and hopefully it's just the start. But we're all really dialed in, we're really connected. The support staff, I think they deserve all the raps because, as you said, we haven't had too many injuries this year, and even when we have, like, they've come back into the side and performed really well. So the fact that the rehab team can get everyone right after an injury and slot them straight back in is just it's unreal as well. So
wow, I love it. It's a testament to everyone involved. This is a program that was heavily criticized only years ago, and so just to see how far it's come, and I guess it just goes to show like what happens when there is actual buy-in, because you hear it a lot no matter what sport it is, you know, we're connected, we're bought in, we're this, we're that. But I mean, it's different when you see it as opposed to when you just hear it. So, yeah. And for you, who is Matty Gearin outside of the Carlton Football Club?
I work as an osteopath outside, which is cool. Like I studied, it was a 5-year course full time. So kind of juggled footy and doing that for my first 5 years of my career. And then I'm about 2 years into working part-time, which is cool. But yeah, besides that, I love the beach. I play a lot of music, so piano, bit of violin, bit of guitar. So very musical family. My mum's a music teacher, so kind of all my siblings have always played music and been a part of that. But apart from that, just kind of family time, friends time, bit of travel in the off season when I can, but that's been hard with injuries the last 5 years. Like most of your off seasons is just training and being at the club every day. So probably keen to get some more travel in the next few years. Hopefully stay injury free and like be able to kind of explore a bit more. But yeah, that's probably me mainly. I have a cat. His name's Bear. He's really cute. He's 1, so he's pretty young. But yeah, not much else besides that.
That's cool. Where is your top travel destination that's next?
Ooh, I'm actually looking at going to Vietnam next year. So excited for a few weeks there. And then my best friend lives in Canada at the moment. So I'm excited to find like a bit of time to go over there and spend some time with her in Toronto. So got a few things on the cards, few moving parts. But yeah, we have quite a long off season. So it's just kind of navigating when you make those trips and time it well so that you can kind of still get your training in and hope like usually you still can get it done when you're traveling, which is great. So excited for a few of those little trips.
Amazing. All right. Well, now there's 2 important dates that everyone should know. Firstly, there's a game on Saturday. That's the big one. That's 3:00 p.m. Very exciting. How do you stay present? You know, because I mean, this is something that has been a goal for yourself and for the team, obviously.
Yeah.
How do you get to a point where it's like, all right, we're in finals, but we don't just want to make finals. We want to win the thing, or you know, like what's that like? What's that process like?
Yeah, we spoke a bit about it tonight actually at training, and I guess it is a massive occasion, and there's going to be more eyes on, and there's a lot of pressure. But I think it's kind of going back to process, keeping grounded. I guess it helps knowing that we played them last week and we felt like we did pretty well and we still had a bit more to give and we came out on top. So I guess knowing it's back to square one and it's going to be tough, but we, grounded out over there and now we're back at home at Icon with our fans. Like it's our home and we're proud of it and we want to do well in it. So I think almost channeling that nerves and excitement into your footy and into that focus and not being like scared to fail, because I think like whenever we've played scared, we haven't done well. So whenever we're brave and we're bold with it, it's paid off and, we play good footy. So I think we've had a good few lessons like this year when in our losses where we probably went into our shells or thought about the result too much. So yeah, it's going to be tough because there's going to be moments where we look at the scoreboard or it's halftime and you've got half a game left and you want to give it everything, but you just have to, like, everyone has to stick to their role. And I think that's when our group is at our best, is when we are all just focused on executing our role and not trying to do everything or kind of being scared to take your moment. Like I think there's going to be like so many moments in this game that we just have to own. And it's a huge occasion, but we've asked for this for 5 years. Like we've wanted this. I think trying to embrace it and not let the occasion be too big, because at the end of the day, we play footy. We're good at footy. Like we've got this. So
that's brilliant. And mate, you're going to have the army. Like I'm telling you, they're mobilizing. Like you've unlocked. I don't know if you realize like making the finals was a really big part of unlocking a big section of people to come through and just get right behind it. And I think you'll be surprised at how many people will flock on Saturday afternoon. It's going to be awesome.
Well, I was talking to Gab Pound about it actually, and I think it's been since 2019 that we've had a home final at Icon, because 2020, the Brisbane game was during COVID and there was no fans allowed. So they won that game, it got cancelled, but there hasn't been fans at Icon Park for a finals for Carlton since 2019. So like, it's crazy. Like, that's a massive gap of time. And I think it's awesome that, yeah, we've not only locked in finals, but it's going to be on our home deck. And all the Melbourne finals are going to be at Icon. So what better, chance for us to know that if we get any more finals against Melbourne teams, they're going to be at our home. So, get around us this week, get behind us. Yeah, I don't see why you shouldn't. Like, we're going to play some exciting footy. Just give it a chance, I guess. That's probably our main message.
Love it. Maddie, before we wrap up, I just want to acknowledge, I think in footy, and I think, especially with the AFLW as well, there's oftentimes certain players that can maybe sometimes be overlooked. And then there's certain players that really provide that heartbeat. I just want to acknowledge you. And I really feel like watching you and your growth over the last few years in particular, I really do feel like you embody that spirit. And I hope that you know that it's seen and it's acknowledged, and you're appreciated by everyone that watches the AFLW, whether it's only been for a short amount of time or a long amount of time. And yeah, just want to wish you good health, all the best. Tackle everyone. If it's your teammates, tackle them too. Doesn't matter who it is. And yeah, we can't wait to get behind you on Saturday.
Oh, I really appreciate that. No, it means a lot. And yeah, we're so excited to get out there, and yeah, the more fans, the better. So yeah, it's a really exciting week for the club, and yeah, can't wait to get out there.
Go Blues.
Thanks for having me on, Tez. Appreciate it.
See ya. Maddie Gearin. That was fucking awesome. That's what that was. Wow. I think the thing that struck me a lot did. The thing that struck me was the part where she was talking about they were watching the other clubs train on their home deck last year. And like, they're at training, watching all these other finals teams train at Icon Park. I think there's just something about having pride in where you are and what you do. And I think that speaks a lot to what Carlton supporters have been asking for quite some time now. So yeah, that's awesome. Thank you very much to Maddie Gearin. Now, Thursday, 9:30 a.m. Make sure you check it out. And then also tickets to the game. I reckon I've got a link here. Bring everyone. Saturday, 8th of November, 3:05 p.m. That's the link to purchase tickets. Adult tickets, $15. Junior ticket, actually, anyone under 18 is free. So there you go. See you all there for a nice little catch up. Should be some fun. So yeah, that's that. Now, kids go free. We're all free. We're all kids. All right. Now, I found a little hidden gem. All right. I want to go back to the draft. Talk about the draft coming up in a few weeks, and questions around Harry Dean and the bids and the picks. And found a video last night. It goes for about 17 minutes, but I'm only going to play you 2 little bits here. And it helped me understand the draft, the points, the bidding, the matching a little bit more, because this guy's visualized it. He's done a really good job. And I'm also going to share with you the YouTube channel, because I think he's going to be doing more of this stuff. So there's 2 bits. What I want to go through in this video, there's 3 things I'm trying to achieve here. Number 1, help you understand what would happen if West Coast was to bid on Carlton, what that would do to the picks. Number 2, what would happen if the bid came a little bit later, say Essendon or Melbourne. And then number 3, maybe help you understand a bit more around the picks, the points, the matching, and how it all works. So the first part here is he's run like a simulation of the draft, okay? And this is assuming that Will Dersma will be taken with pick 1. Okay, that's the first assumption. So I'm going to play it here.
First off, we're expecting West Coast to take William Dersma.
So just, I mean, if you're watching on your big screen right now, you'll see all the clubs here up the top, and you'll see the current picks that they have. So Carlton 9, 11, 43, 54, etc. On the left side here, it's got, you know, the top 10, 11, 12, 13 picks and their points value that they are worth as well. Okay. So just keep that in mind.
Being pick 1, you get your 10K. So you're going to want to give your 10K to your player, not someone else's. All right.
For those who don't know, pick 1 gets $10,000.
Right. So next best is Zeke Hewlin. He's widely regarded as either the best or the second best player in the class. So you'd expect the Eagles to force Gold Coast's hand. So West Coast are currently on the clock here, but we're going to look at seeing if Gold Coast will match. All right.
So you'll see here, West Coast would make the bid. It would force Gold Coast to match, and you can only match with your first available pick. So that's why you can see here what the value of pick 2 is, what the value of a discounted match bid match is. Now, why is it discounted? Well, it's because the players are tied to their academy. Okay. And then you can see the addition of the points here and also what's left over. So just keep this in mind.
So this is our first matching scenario where they've got to match the bid. So if I click out of here, West Coast is picked 2 is worth 2,481 points. Now, Gold Coast would normally have to match it, although they do get a 10% discount because they've developed the player. He's part of their academy. So we take off 248 points. Gold Coast need to now match 2,233 points. All right, so they need to take that out of their existing draft hand. And they've got to go from their most valuable pick down. So currently their most valuable pick is pick 15, then the next best is pick 18, pick 24, and so on. You can see their whole draft hand over here. Where are we? Gold Coast, they've got 3,773 points in total. All right, so let's go draft player. They can match it. They've got enough points. They're actually going to get some leftover change. They're going to pay 2,430. They've overpaid effectively, given up those 3 picks. They've overpaid for pick 2. They're going to get given back 197 points from the AFL, which will equate to pick 43. Okay, so we go down the list. Pick 43.
So this is how you see where those leftover points sit. So Sydney, pick 42, 202 points. Carlton 43, 184. They've got 197 points. So in between there is where it goes. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm going to take you to the Harry Dean part.
Where are we? 15, 8. So North Melbourne's second pick. Gold Coast have jumped the queue. Hewlin is now a Gold Coast player. All right. So I've explained how the app here works. We're going to go through how West Coast can now dictate to Carlton where their second pick and their compensation pick will end up for basically the rest of their hand. We're working under the presumption that they're going to end up with Harry Dean. All right. Okay. So here we're looking at West Coast forcing Carlton's hand, Harry Dean. Okay. So again, Carlton need to match it.
So I'm going to skip it here so we don't get too confused. So again, up the top, 2178 is what pick 3 is valued at. Carlton can match for a discounted cost with a 10% discount. So we need 1960 to match a bid if it was at pick 3. Pick 10's worth 1276. Pick 12 is worth 1140. So that leaves us with 456 total points left over, which means our first pick is swallowed and our second pick becomes pick 30. Okay, so that's that scenario. Then that's if West Coast want to match pick. That's if West Coast want to bid on him with pick 3. Okay, now I'm going to do it. There's another situation here where, let's say, Richmond want to make a play for Harry Dean. Basically, what we're trying to see here is the difference between a bid on Harry Dean at, say, pick 3 and at, say, pick 6.
At this point, West Coast they've played ball with Carlton effectively. Okay. We matched the bid.
So that second pick would become pick 23 in this case if West Coast bid on Harry Dean at pick 6. So that's the difference right there. It's very much visual, and it helped me understand things a little bit better. I'm going to share the video with you. Right? I'm going to share it here. That's the video. Highly recommend you see. He actually goes through the first round or the first 6 picks. The channel is called Sotaram AFL. So I'll share that here. I don't know how he's done that, but he's done it. And all I know is that it's taken a lot of work. So fair play to him. All right. So that's the draft. Now, what I'll do is I might put a link up if anybody wants to call in before I wrap up. We'll go from there. Says it's incredibly in depth. We're very blessed. I feel like every year there's a new addition to the draft content creator space. It's just remarkable. But it also shows. I mean, there's 3 or 4, say 3 players that could be bid on before Harry Dean himself. So that is the big question, Darren. Absolutely. Where will he go? Where will Ison go? I think Harry Dean, it's pretty clear that it's good. Like there's not that many scenarios for Harry Dean. Ultimately, there's 4 clubs picking before Carlton. So there's only 4 other clubs that can really make a play for him. I think if we can just get past West Coast's picks, and North Melbourne's, so the first 4, then we're happy. But I also don't. I don't know. At first glance, it would be nice in theory to have Harry Dean and what's his name, Josh Lindsay. He looks a nice type because of the way that he kicks the football. Lockie Dolverston's another name that's been brought up, the small forward. Touch on these guys over the next week or so. I'll do some player profiles on them. So, yeah. All right. If that's all, I've got one more thing for you, all right? Now, those of you who watch enough of this channel, you will know who Jen is. Now, Jen made me this wooden plaque. I don't know if you can see, it's like engraved, like fully handmade. And so she made this for me. And what I wanted to do is I just wanted to share. This is part of Jen's, that's what she does in her spare time. She has a little hustle here called Fun Farmies. All right. What you'll see here, like letterboxes, right? So she can turn anything into a letterbox. So you've got all these different types. Quite clever. So if you're interested, it's a nice, like a different gift, something different for someone, for yourself, for Christmas or whatever. Get around her. The link is there. Get around Fun Farmies and help support Jen with her venture. All right, that's us. Thanks for tuning in. That was awesome. Really good to chat with Maddie as well. She's awesome. Chatted to Amelia Velado a few weeks ago as well. The W interviews are different. They offer a bit more, I think. There's just a different. No, it's hard to say. There's just a different. I mean, I guess their egos are not as built because they still live in the real world of, working outside of sport, or I don't know. It's hard to explain it. They're just different interviews. There seem to be more, and I think I find this with AFLW as well. There's just feels more local when you go to games. Like it's like a community. It's like community sport. Like when you go to Icon Park on Saturday. Like, you'll feel a part of it. It's hard to explain. Anyway, I'm rambling. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I will see you throughout the week. We're inching closer towards draft night, but all roads this week lead to finals football at Icon Park. So I will either see you on a video, I will either see you on Thursday at open training, or I'll see you at Saturday finals footy. Take it easy. Go Blues.